Making a backup of Rancher when running as a container involves backing up the persistent data located at var_lib rancher inside of the container. Depending on how you started the container, this might be a Docker volume or it might be a bind-mounted volume on the host.
When creating backups, use an identifier that includes both the date and the Rancher version, like this. If the container is using a Docker volume, the process for making a backup is as follows. Stop the Rancher container, create a data container that uses the same volume, launch a temporary container that extracts var_lib rancher to a local tarball, start the Rancher container, and then move that backup off the host. Remember when making the backup to use -p with tar to maintain file and directory permissions.
To back up a standard Docker installation, first stop the Rancher container. Next, create a data container for easier access to the persistent data. Run a BusyBox container with your local directory mounted as a volume to archive the data needed for completely restoring Rancher's state. Finally, restart the server container to continue using Rancher.
If the container is using a bind-mounted volume on the host, the process for making a backup is slightly different. First, stop the Rancher container. 2, create a tarball from the bind mount directory. 3, start the Rancher container. 4, move the backup off of the host. Again, remember to use -p with the tar command to maintain file and directory permissions when making the backup.
To back up a bind mount installation, stop the Rancher container and navigate to the /opt directory. Create an archive of the Rancher directory, then restart the container. Another quicker backup method, used for upgrades or simple experimentation, is to, you guessed it, first stop the container. Then simply make a copy of the entire Rancher directory and restart the container. This option isn't as easy to back up externally, but is useful when needing a temporary backup when upgrading.